Hello, and welcome to our third video. And now we're talking about pre-production. So congratulations, you have your idea, you have your script, you found co-producers, and the key crew members. Now is where the pre-production phase starts for you. Yes, so after finishing the script, you cannot shoot right away. You need to make one more thing that is really vital and will help you a lot during shooting. This is the shooting list. You cannot film without a shooting list. Well, actually you can, but you will waste more time and precious budget thinking about the angles and frame sizes and everything, how you shoot instead of doing it at home with a pen and paper. So what exactly is the shooting list? Here is where you need to know the cinematic language very, very well. Yes, because, okay, you wrote the idea, you wrote the action, but the shooting list transformed these ideas into images. So you will find all the information about how you will film the movie, how you will film all the scenes of the script. Yes, how your film will look like. You can film something in infinite ways. Yes, the same paragraph will be shot by 10 different persons, 10 different directors in 10 different ways or in 100 different ways. So everyone in your crew wants to know how you want to shoot this text. Yes. So it's about choosing the right angles, it's about choosing the right frames, and it's about your own style, your own vision as a director, as a visual creator, as a producer, yes, of your video. In the shooting list, everyone will understand how you want to place your camera, where you want to change the position of the camera, how close or far you are compared to the characters, yes, what camera and lenses do you choose, what camera movements do you choose if you want to plan on using something in the specific scene? What do we hear? Do we hear music? Do we hear a certain ambience? Everything is in this shooting list. The shooting list is like a table, yes? So when we'll meet on Zoom, I will show you this, but you will have it already in the PDF, yes? So it's a simple table. I don't want to bother you with a complex shooting list. You can really create a simple shooting list in Word. Yes. And every time you move the camera to a different position or you stop the camera, it's a different shot number. So basically your shooting list is composed of shot numbers. Yes. And you start, of course, with 1 until, I don't know, whatever number of shots you have in your video. Then you tell about the frame size and the camera movement. So we'll talk about all this, but now that you can understand, let's say it's a medium shot and zoom, or it's a close-up and pan. Yes. So it's important to have this technical information so that everyone in the crew knows what they have to shoot. Yes, and how do they have to shoot the action. Then the next column is the action. Everything in the action that is seen in this shot. Nothing more, nothing less. Just this precise action. And then the sound. Shooting list is really an essential tool before the production of the film, but also during post-production. There are a lot of editors that edit the footage while watching or comparing the shooting list. They want to see, okay, how did the director plan or saw this movie, and how did it end up shooting it, and how is it now in the editing phase? So you'll see that there are a lot of situations where you edit the material differently than you imagine it in the script, and you shoot it differently than you imagine it in the shooting list. But nevertheless, don't skip this step. It's really, really important. I know I have students that really think, oh, I don't need this shooting list, I don't need the script, we'll improvise. Yes, but then they they see that it's not so easy, that they forgot to shoot some things, that things don't match in the editing phase, because if everyone improvised, that it's difficult for the editing. Yes, if the actor said in each shot something differently, you cannot put them together and expect to have a continuity and fluency, right? Plus, it's always important to think that this will cost you money. Yes. In order to know what you shoot on set, yes, you need to have the clapperboard. Everyone knows the clapperboard is this black thing, yes, that you mark, yes, and on this clapperboard you can easily identify the exact film scene, the shot number, the take. Yes, for each shot you can have 1 take, 2 takes, 30 takes if it's a complex moment. Yes, you can do it again and again and again and have various takes. This will help you in the editing process of the movie, because you can always see, okay, it's scene number 2, shot number 13, take 3, and I like this take 3. And maybe you can already know at the shooting that you love this take, and you can write it down, and then you know in the editing phase you don't have to watch the 30 takes again and again. You'll go precisely to this take. Like an example, yes. So the shooting list, you can see it as a guide to edit the footage and to shoot. But the shooting list is not enough. Sometimes you need more than text in a table. Sometimes you need a storyboard. Yes. So what is a storyboard? Yes. A storyboard is the visual representation of the shooting list. If the shooting list is a textual transformation of the script, yes, in cinematic language, in shots and technical descriptions, the storyboard is something more visual. You can actually see images and imagine how your film will look like. A storyboard is indispensable in advertising. Imagine you have a client at a company that wants you to make a commercial for their product. They want to see why do you need this budget. They want to see how the commercial will look like. So you need to show them images. It's not enough to show them, to present them a script and text. Yes. It's also indispensable for animation movies. So if you plan to do a video that is based on graphics and computer animation, it's really important. It's also a useful tool when you film complex actions. Maybe you have a fighting scene or a car chasing or something like this. Yes, so it will help the client, the agency, the crew to get an idea of how your video will look like. Yes, and most importantly, the duration of each shot, the order of the shots, the composition of the shots. It's really, really important. Yes, it will help you establish the budget. It will help you discuss the concept, have special requirements from the client or from the crew. Yes, and then you can also compare it to the edited material. To create a storyboard, you can simply draw yourself if you have talent or skill, or you want to do it. You can express your own ideas, or you can collaborate with a storyboard artist or animators or someone who's really good at drawing to create some sketches. It's enough. You don't need to be Picasso, right? Okay, the next step in the pre-production phase is establishing the budget. Okay, how would you know how much your video will cost? How would you know this? You can estimate, right? Of course, you can never know each penny and each cent of the budget, but you can estimate, and this will help you a lot because you need to think about the crew fees, yes, the camera and equipment rental, the taxes for locations, the copyright for the music, the costs of the visual effects. Maybe you need to add royalty-free footage in your video. Who knows? Yes. So the budget depends on many, many aspects. Again, the type of the video. If you have a live action or a complex visual effects video. If you have famous actors, public figures, influencers, you need to be prepared to pay them accordingly, right? So Sometimes they can come for free, but don't rely on this. I mean, you really have to consider that famous person will ask for more money than an amateur actor. The crew, depending on their experience, people in their crew will have their fees. Although sometimes it's like I don't know, an unfixed, an unspoken rule to have the same fees, standard fees in the industries with minor variations. It's not always like this. There are always people who demand for different fees because they want to come for less, they like your project, or because they have more experience and they want a bigger fee. Yes. So you need to think about this also. The duration of the video is really an aspect that will influence your budget a lot. The duration of the post-production, yes. Sometimes on a video with a bigger production, you need to pay the studio and the crew. You cannot do it in-house on your own laptop with your own speakers and your software. Yes, you need to pay some people to do certain things for you, maybe to compose the music, or maybe to mix the sound, or maybe to, I don't know, the studio costs, each day of studio costs. Yes, it's like a rental. So you need to think of all these aspects in order to plan your budget. Also, the casting can cost. The location scouting. Don't imagine that you can, I don't know, write a script and plan to go in public locations like streets, malls, airports, restaurants, and start your camera and shoot. In, I don't know, less than a minute or less than 5 minutes, someone will come and stop your shooting. Yes, so you don't want to risk it. You need to have authorization for every shooting in public locations. Yes, this means money. Also, the crew. Yes, the crew and the catering and the equipment rental for light and sound, costs per day. The set design, maybe you need to build something, certain props or costumes, yes, to, I don't know, to evoke a certain time period or location or something. This also costs. Yes, so consider this when you plan your budget. This is why it's essential to have in the pre-production phase a production plan. This means for every production day, even one day, yes, you need to have these actors, this equipment, this location, this duration of time. Imagine, okay, we're not talking about feature films, but a feature film can be shot in 30 days, 3 months. Imagine how a production plan will look like. But now let's think about 1 or 2 days of shooting. You need to plan everything accordingly so that you don't waste money unnecessary, right? You don't need to calculate a budget for an equipment that you only need 1 day. Yes, why pay for it for 5 days? Or a fee for an actor that only comes 2 hours from 2 to 4, right? I mean, think about all this. It's really important how you plan, because a great part of the success of your video is because, or thanks to, the planning.